playmaker for international boxing news tonight. I'm joined by the best dressed promoter, I think, at the AJ weigh-in, Alex Krassyuk. Alex, how are you today, mate?
All good, thank you very much. Yourself, doing good?
I'm very well, thank you. Thought we'd jump straight into it. Kind of the dust has settled a bit with the Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury negotiations. Kind of now that it has a little bit, I'm sure it's still a bit sore. How do you reflect on kind of the negotiations breaking down over the last few days?
It failed, but it is what it is. I mean, whatever happens, happens for the reason. And Lord is the reason for everything. So we take it with gratitude. I mean, for us, it's not pleasant, as for everyone in the world of boxing, but it is what it is. We don't want to blame anyone. We keep asking fans, boxing fans, stop putting pressure on Fury, because he's a normal human being like any of us. He has his family, his kids, his wife, close people around him. Why should they suffer for us not having what we intended to have? It's not fair. I mean, let's support him, and we never know. Maybe this fight gonna happen in the future. Maybe there's still a possibility for it to take place.
Definitely. Do you think kind of that fight is still kind of there for 2023, or do you think it will happen further down the line?
You never know. You never know. It might even happen 2023. It's not happening on April 29th, but by the end of the year, anything may happen.
Definitely, and kind of we know that the WBA have ordered Dubois to fight Oleksandr, kind of because he's the regular champion and all the politics around the WBA. Kind of, is that fight that's going to be made moving forward?
You mean the Dubois fight?
The Dubois fight, yes.
Yes. I tell you, WBA is the next mandatory for Usyk. According to the rotational system that is set in the unification, WBA is next. And Daniel Dubois is the regular WBA champion, so he's supposed to fight the champion. Usyk wants to retain his belt, so he has to follow the rules, comply with the mandatory. And he's all for that. The only issue that is now being in process is Daniel Dubois' health, if he's fit to fight. We all saw his severe injury he suffered in the last fight. He has to recover 100%, because we want to avoid the situation that we have a fight on a paper, we have the date, we start promoting it, and at some point we realize that the guy is injured, because his injury was not recovered for 100%. That we want to avoid this. That's why WBA asked for the inspection, independent doctors inspection, and we wait for their conclusion on Dubois.
Have you kind of obviously waiting for that signal from the WBA? Have you been discussing potential dates, months for that fight?
It should be summertime.
And then obviously we know that I think the IBF is the next one in rotation, kind of obviously with Filip Pergovic, but we know, is it ever, obviously I don't want to say that Oleksandr would like to forgive a belt and then kind of try and collect it another time. Is it very much the process of Oleksandr defending against mandatories, then going into the Undisputed?
No, he can go to the Undisputed anytime he wants, because Undisputed stays above all the mandatories in all sanctioning bodies. So they treat Undisputed with respect. The thing we don't want to go in is the lame, not the lame, but how to say, is the no result negotiations. We don't want to go through it again. We want to make a fight, make a deal, sign it, get the date, get the location, get the conditions, and then the fighter just goes to the training camp and acts according to the plan. He's not frustrated, he's not like nervous, he just focused on his objective, and that's it. So it makes things really easy.
Perfect. Alex, and my final question, thank you for giving me your time today, mate. JoshuaFranklin, how do you see Saturday night going?
Listen, you shouldn't underestimate an opponent, especially in heavyweight division. As Vitaly Klitschko used to say, one punch can change things. And it's true. We saw it in New York when AJ was fighting Andy Ruiz Jr. It happened. One punch changed the game. With Klitschko and AJ, it was the same. One punch changed the game. Then the other one, but the first one was the game changer. AJ lost 2 fights in a row, so he has to come back. So he probably made some conclusions and he probably made some adjustments. And now he has to walk into the ring and test the new version of AJ. Let's say AJ 2.0. So the one who made all the adjustments, and the fight for AJ will be not in the ring but inside his head. AJ 0-1 will be fighting AJ 0-2. So that's the most important fight for him. I think, according to my understanding, it shouldn't be a complicated fight for him. He has to go through it. He has to come back strong. And this man is already in the elite of the division. So it will just prove that he's back. It's gonna be a sign that, listen, guys, I recovered. I'm ready to go. Let's make it.
Perfect, definitely, and we hope that AJ wins as well. Alex Krassyuk, thank you very much.
It was
again.
my pleasure.
Best of luck.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you
All
very
the
much.
best.